Peace and blessings, everybody. I have a announcement regarding David Hinkson. From looking at BOP.gov, it appears that they have moved David Hinkson to Terre Haute, Indiana prison. I am not sure if he is now in the CMU with Schaefer Cox or not. There is a CMU portion of Terre Haute and a non-CMU portion, and I just don't know which side David Hinkson is located on. This is bad news. This is bad news because the warden at Terre Haute, Indiana is named Warden J.R. Bell, and I believe he is an absolute devil. Robert David Neal was murdered. Let me say that again. Robert David Neal was murdered, beheaded by beheading in Terre Haute, Indiana prison in November of 2018. Robert David Neal was on the verge of winning a lawsuit against the BOP director, Charles E. Samuels, Jr., and he was found murdered. The letters from fellow prisoners that made it out of the prison claim that Robert was a Christian, and the Muslim that murdered Robert could not have done so without the approval and consent of the authorities of the prison, which would include Warden J.R. Bell. I have phone calls and legal material from Robert prior to his murder where he says that he has been hospitalized previously as retaliation for his legal efforts against the BOP. I even tried to call the Office of Professional Responsibility and the DOJ Inspector General, I believe it's what it's called, or Office of Inspector General. And I tried to report this, that I believe Robert David Neal was not only murdered by the Muslim in the CMU, but he was murdered with the consent and approval of the authorities of the prison, which would include Warden J.R. Bell. Anyways, now that David Hinkson has been moved to Terre Haute, Indiana with Warden J.R. Bell, this means that the warden enforces a ban on all communications to any Terre Haute prisoner. They ban not only my friend in Kansas, they ban any letters from my wife, Erin, they ban letters from my friend, Tommy, and they ban letters from me. That also includes phone calls and Corlink's email. This means that any of the people that I just listed will not be able to write or receive letters to David Hinkson, Schaefer Cox, Russell Landers, or Kurt Johnson, all of whom are incarcerated at Terre Haute, Indiana prison. As a matter of fact, all the people that I just listed are banned from communicating to any prisoner at both CMU prisons, whether they be Terre Haute, Indiana, or Marion, Illinois. If anyone who receives this message on YouTube wants to write a letter to David Hinkson, please do so. I not only encourage you to write a letter to David Hinkson, but Russell Landers, Schaefer Cox, and Kurt Johnson. I will try to write a letter as well, but all of my letters to Terre Haute, Indiana are always blocked. They are returned indicating that I am blocked by an order from the warden J.R. Bell. The official excuse the warden uses is that I shared a message with Schaefer Cox from another prisoner named Keith Orr. Keith Orr is a black man who converted to Christianity, and the letter was so inspiring when he received the gospel of Jesus Christ. They used that as an excuse to block all my communications. However, the real reason is that Warden J.R. Bell is a devil, and he did not like the fact that we were exposing the evil and the illegality of the CMU prisons, which was put together without the proper funding or approval of Congress. The entire CMU prison is an illegal institution and needs to be torn down. So that's my announcement about David Hinkson. It appears they have moved him to Terre Haute, Indiana. That is not good. And if you can write him a letter, I pray that you do. And I pray that you communicate with David Hinkson, Schaefer Cox, Russell Landers, and Kurt Johnson, because I cannot. It breaks my wife says to stop saying it breaks my heart, but I really want to be able to communicate with these men, and encourage them, especially David Hinkson. And now they've moved him to a prison that I'm already banned at. My haters and my trolls, they love this, right? They giggle and laugh, and but their day is coming. The Lord God Almighty promises us that our eyes will see and our ears will hear the divine justice rain down from heaven above upon the heads of our enemies. And I am calling out for vengeance for these people. And in the meantime, let's continue to do as the Lord directs. And he says to remember our brothers in prison. Thank you for your time.